Alright, what's going on, everybody? How we all doing? I'll let that record. I need to stop and get fuel this morning. Man. Let this warm up. I have no clue what the frick that was, but it was something. I have no clue. Freaking hit something? It was really loud. I have no clue. I guess we'll find out. It's a little bit chilly this morning. I've had this like dry cough ever since I got sick a couple of weeks ago. My ribs are like hurting pretty bad. It's like a wheezing dry cough. I have no clue what it is. I'm taking all kinds of medicine and everything else. Taking NyQuil, taking Mucinex, but I just can't seem to get it to go away. So yesterday I actually just missed the storm. Thankfully, I was just behind it all the way home. Just nice for me. So I've been putting a lot of thought into it, and I went by the dealership, and the dealership that's around here actually do not carry the 650 or XR 650s. So the logical next step would either be an African Twin, which I do not want to get an 1100cc bike that is 500 something pounds. So I was thinking about it, and I could get the Trans Am, which is a 750 2026, and is only 430 pounds or something like that. Because I really don't want to get I don't want to get a race bike dual sport, if you know what I mean. I don't want to have to do like a bunch of service on a bike. Books. Yeah, I really don't know what all that was about, like what that loud noise was. Made my bike feel weird for a second, but I don't know. It feels fine now. I think I just hit like a rock, kicked up a rock on my skid plate. Yeah, so like I was saying, ow. She got smacked by a bug. Right in the titty. Like I was saying, the next best thing would kind of be like the Transap 750 2026. Comes with all the bells and whistles. And it's not too much heavier than the 650. The only problem is with it is it's an ADV bike. But let's be real. You're not gonna be taking an ADV, I mean you can, but it's gonna be miserable taking an ADV bike to single track trails. And to be completely honest with you, I don't really ride single track a whole lot. Yeah, I just don't ride single track a whole lot. I'm just trying to figure out what I like best. And one of the things that I like is being able to commute. Yeah, one thing I like is being able to commute at a reasonable speed and not have to worry about a whole bunch of nonsense. Kind of like this bike. Yeah, kind of like this bike where anything past 60 is a little bit outrageous. Yeah, I like being able to commute on a bike. It's nice. I like being able to drive it to work, drive it around if I want, hit trails whenever I feel like it. But I like being able to go on adventures kind of the way of gravel roads. Gravel roads, maybe a couple of technical trails. But I don't really ride single track a whole lot. And I mostly, during the week, I mostly get to commute on my bike. And the 300L is definitely where this thing falls short. It's a good good bike to have around town, where if you want to go get some quick bite to eat, or if you want to go pick up a couple of groceries or drive it around town, cruise. This bike is amazing for that. It gets up to 60 miles an hour pretty quick. Comfortable drive on the road. But if you're planning on going on a long distance exploration with this thing, you can, but just because you can doesn't mean you should. Personally, I do not think so. I've done it a couple of times, and it gets old pretty quick. I'm 145 or 150 pounds, depending on the day, and this thing even with me on it being a lighter rider, struggles. If you have any type of headwind whatsoever, there's a deer right there, any type of headwind whatsoever, if the wind is blowing, you got a car, like a truck that goes by you, or pretty much anything. Anything that will hinder the horsepower of this bike, and you're wishing for a better time. This is a great starter bike, but I'm starting to outlive, I think personally, the starter bike feel. I'm ready for something with a little bit more power behind it. That's why I couldn't justify getting a twin, an African twin. That is such a heavy bike, and a little too much for me personally. I would probably ride it around, but I definitely wouldn't feel comfortable at all going off-road with a bike that heavy. I don't know, I like taking a trip here and there, and going to explore and going to get something to eat. Maybe take a camping trip or something. And I like being able to do that. But at the same time, I don't want to be locked into a bike that can't even hit 75. I personally, the fastest I've ever gotten this bike was 73. And at 73, it feels like it's gonna rattle itself apart or explode, because you're just completely pegged out. And I could change out the sprockets, but if I do that, I'm gonna have to change the chain and everything else. It's just more of a hassle than anything. I'm just kind of tired of having to change out stuff to get this bike to what I want it to do. My hand is slipping off the clutch because my gloves are wet. The air is so wet today that my gloves are literally soaking wet, and my clothes. Everything is like soaked already, and it hasn't even rained. It rained like 2 o'clock this morning. It actually woke me up. It was a big thunderstorm, but it's pretty miserable. It's like cold, but the dew point is, I guess, low. Yeah, I just want something like more comfortable to ride. If I could describe that in a way where it's like, I'm waiting on an oil filter to get here, and it should be here Thursday. Hopefully an oil change will help this bike. I'm guessing if you commute this bike a lot, you really need to be doing oil changes every like 1,500 to 2,000 miles, and don't push it past that, because the oil gets really black. Like right now, I'm on 2,000 miles since my last oil change. Well, 2,500, and my oil is completely black. So it's time to change it, which that's what I was planning on doing this weekend. But it's like, if you don't have fresh oil in this bike, it just handles like dog dookie. It's like the gearbox is clunky. It feels like it wants to rev hang. The shift lever, I guess, gets pretty loud, because that's been an issue with mine here recently, where I can literally physically hear the gears changing in the bike. Like, I'll hit the shift lever and then you can hear it like clunk. And I'm starting to get the infamous 5K rattle on the bike. or the bike's wanting to rattle at 5,000. Ow! Everybody's driving like a freaking moron this morning. It's kind of sketching me out. Yeah, this thing only has a staggering 27 horsepower, which feels great for the most part, especially at high RPM. But it's just so weak at times. And it's always like, whenever I really need the horsepower, I need it. And it's not even for like, I need horsepower to have fun. It's more of, I need horsepower to stay safe. Especially with people on the road. If you're commuting, you really need something that won't kill you, but at the same time keeps you safe. If you need to get away from something or get around or pass someone, especially with city driving, it just makes for a horrible time if people are acting like morons and not being cautious, which you always got to drive like you're invisible. So that's like not the main concern I have with switching to like something like an African Twin, because I know I would get on it, but I definitely wouldn't. I have enough self-control to know, hey, this is too fast, I'm gonna get myself killed. But at the same time, it's like, I don't want something that's so heavy I can't pick it up by myself. I know, sure as heck I'm not going to be able to pick up a 500-pound bike that's on a hill or something like that. And that's like one of my biggest things is, I mean, I'd be able to figure out a way use like a ratchet strap or something to get it up, but if I don't gotta, I really don't wanna, you know? It's like, yeah, this bike's fun. Yeah, it served me good of taking a bunch of trips on it. I'm definitely not gonna get rid of this bike. I just need something that's more practical for commuting and something that I can have a little bit more fun on the trails and like have a bit more power, feel a bit more safe, a bit more comfortable on the road, riding to and from work. That'd be nice. That's what I want. Yeah, that was all rev hang right there. I don't know, the bike just feels like a sissy sometimes. Just wants to rev hang, and like whenever you shift gears, rolling through the gears, it's not smooth. I don't know. I don't know if it's me, the rider, because I know 90% of the times everything's down to the rider, but it's just like sometimes I just feel like I'm rolling through the gears perfectly fine, and it's like the bike isn't able to withstand the inputs I'm giving it, which makes no sense since it's like a manual. It's not electronical. It's all user input into mechanical. I mean, it's got mechanical clutch cable, mechanical gears. It's not electronic. So it's like, if I'm rolling through the gears, and doing the clutch exactly the way it's meant to be used, why does it feel clunky? Yeah, I think it just boils down to I want comfort when I'm commuting. It'd be nice. I also just don't understand like a lot of the issues. I kind of get with the common issues with this bike, but it just feels like there's so much more that people don't really talk about and kind of just have to accept with this bike. Which, for what it is, this bike is, I wouldn't say cheap, like extremely cheap, but this bike is a decent price for. This bike is a decent price for what it is. Oh, it smells so bad. It's also soaking wet under this bridge. Tennessee, the place where everything smells like a wet fart. Everything on the riverside smells really bad, to be honest with you. Like it smells like someone poo-pooed their pants, my brother. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. I truly do appreciate it. And as always, if you like content like this, I have a playlist linked over here. And as always, stay wild, stay grounded, God bless, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Later!